Egypt's president, Mr. el-Sisi, has gone all in with his country's finances on an extravagant construction of a new administrative capital. While several argue that this decision is a misplaced priority given Egypt's struggling economy, Mr. el-Sisi has stubbornly pushed ahead with the lavish new administrative capital project with a massive amount of debt to finance it. In this video, we'll be diving into the hot debate surrounding Mr. el-Sisi's risky and potentially disastrous plan for a new administrative capital. Is this extravagant project worth the heavy cost and economic strain on Egypt? Can we trust that it will even be completed given the country's financial struggles? Well, stick around and let's find out. The history and epic scale of Egypt's new administrative capital. The new capital is a grand and luxurious place that's inspired by the ancient Egyptian pharaohs. The capital, just outside Cairo, boasts Africa's tallest building, a glittering crystal pyramid, and a massive disc-shaped palace for Mr. el-Sisi, inspired by ancient symbols of the sun god. But as Mr. el-Sisi pushes forward with his plans to reshape Egypt, one crucial question remains. At what price will this transformation come? Just outside the city of Alexandria, a new summer capital takes full shape, with the presence of ancient tombs and pyramids. The new administrative capital is said to be about 45 kilometers to the east of Cairo, a desert land wide enough to equal a small country of its own. The multi-billion-dollar project seems to be built with the motive of housing embassies, government agencies, the parliament, 30 ministries, presidential compound, and over 6.5 million people when completed. Apparently, not only is the new capital going to make more housing available for people, but it would also move administrative buildings out of Cairo. Would this be a pro or a con? While the new administrative capital may provide more housing, it could also divide the rich and the poor, with the elite potentially benefiting at the expense of the common people. Some people predict that this new capital will be a haven for the wealthy in Egypt, leaving the rest of the population behind. There are several notable features about the new administrative capital, some of which include the allocation of 15 square kilometer space per inhabitant in the new development, the presence of a central green river which combines open water and planted greenery. These developments are eco-friendly and strive toward tackling pollution in Egypt while making the country greener. Indeed, President el-Sisi's plans may seem all rosy and beautiful from the outside, yet there are several angles to the plan which we must also look into. The economic consequences of Egypt's new administrative capital. The sky-high cost of building Egypt's new administrative capital is a whopping $40 billion, an outrageous sum considering the country's economic struggles. This exorbitant project could spell disaster for the country's finances. The country's taken in a series of debt from the International Monetary Fund amounting to about $20 billion in the space of 6 years alone. The price of building the new capital seems incredibly big for the country at the time. The result then tells on the masses, who would have to suffer higher taxes, lower investments in social services, and subsidy cuts for the project to be realized. Even at that, the finances of Egypt would be reduced to rubble by the massive debt incurred from building the new administrative capital. Will the country be able to pay off its debts in a timely manner, or will the burden be passed on for decades to come? And will Egypt be able to bounce back economically after being drained by the construction of this lavish new capital? The economic tight-fistedness of the Egyptian military has equally added to shooing away foreign investors. With Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Egypt's finances were further plunged into a fragile state. Several economists predict the risk of debt default and economic pain in the forthcoming years. In spite of the dark and gory future of the economy, President el-Sisi has refused to back down on any of the mega projects, revealing the dark side of Egypt's new administrative capital. As we dig deeper, it's clear that the impact of Egypt's new administrative capital extends far beyond just economics. For starts, the average household are set to bear the brunt of this massive project. Though the government had promised that the project would create millions of jobs for workers, it turns out that the jobs are only low-paid construction gigs, which would still be swallowed up in high taxes and inflation. Again, the economic downturn foreshadows a hunger revolution or famine soon enough in Egypt, coupled with the Russian-Ukrainian war which is currently on. It's no secret that the Egyptian military, which controls over 51% of the administrative capital for urban development, seem to be largely sponsoring and overseeing the project in order to cash out at the end of the day. The idea then would be to make the pricing of the houses ambitious and extravagant when the building of the new capital is finally completed. This way the military can gain maximum returns on its investment in the project while spreading its tentacles across the country's economy. The result would be geographical divide, with the new administrative capital becoming a playground for the wealthy and the rest of the country left behind. Given the disastrous consequences of this project, it's questionable if it will even be completed as planned. As we've seen, President el-Sisi's project could be a catastrophic blow to Egypt's economy, despite its flashy facade. In this video, we've explored the pros and cons of this massive project. If you found this video interesting, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to stay informed about future videos like this.